morning, everyone. I can say an honour to be up here this morning, so I'm going to thank Pastor Roy and Lydia for giving me the opportunity to preach this morning. So, I'm 16. I'm part of the youth ministry at the Junction Church. And being 16, I've got exams. And it's very natural, being the final exams of the school year, to be very stressed out. And it's very easy to be overwhelmed as well. And despite knowing that God is on my side, Romans chapter 8, verse 31 tells us that God is for us, I find it very difficult to really trust in God. I feel like some people in the audience are feeling like that as well, that you feel completely inundated with life, and how can I trust God and how can I know that he's on my side? And the perfect place for me to go is the Bible. In Exodus, God calls Moses to a near impossible task. He tells him to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt. Now, we're not talking about one or two people in Israel. We're talking about an entire nation, 12 tribes, thousands of men, thousands of women, and thousands of children. Not only that, but to cut a story short, Moses was raised among the Egyptians. So he would have had to go back to past friends and explain to them why he was on God's side and not their side. So much like us, Moses was out of his depth. And similar to us, he didn't feel that God had his back. He couldn't trust God. And he said, God, I'm not good. Pick someone else. But God said, no, Moses, you're good enough. And what we end up with is this tennis match between God and Moses. Good illustration. And I think similarly, we feel like we're not good enough to God. You know, we say, we're not good enough for God. My environment's not good enough. My past was too harsh. But God's saying no. And in Exodus chapter 4, verse 11, he puts his foot down and says, who made the heavens and the earth? Who made them deaf or mute? Who gave them sight or makes them blind? Is it not I, the Lord? And you know, sometimes we feel out of our depths because we forget that God is God. We forget how vast and great he is. You know, I'm going to use my exam paper as an illustration here. I was so focused on my exam paper that I couldn't see God. I couldn't see his glory. But if we stop and we look around and we really give it to God, and we look around and we see how big he is, and we see how great he is, we see that he made the earth, he orchestrated this situation. He's got me through it before. He did save the Israelites out of Egypt. He has got me through in the past, and we look to the future. Romans chapter 8, verse 31 tells us that we have every reason to be brave. So let's be brave. Let's go out. You know, sometimes we feel so like overwhelmed by our circumstances, but God is God. He made the heavens and the earth. When we sing, he was Almighty God, Elohim, the sovereign God, we really believe that. We believe that he can bring breakthrough into every situation. So if I want you to take away something from this, I want you to write a list down of everything God has done for you. I want you to know and look back on everything that he has done and reflect on everything that he will do for you. Have faith that he is God and he will come through for you.